that the leaders of the beauty industry were a more diverse set of pioneers.
There was a time when every radio station, every playlist, and every red carpet belonged to Rihanna. For nearly a decade, she wasn't just part of pop culture, she was pop culture. Every song she dropped became an anthem, every look she wore turned into a trend, and every move she made kept the world watching. Then suddenly, she disappeared. No albums, no tours, just silence. But while fans begged for new music, Rihanna was building something far bigger. She was crafting an empire. She was reinventing what it means to be a global superstar. Not just a performer, but a visionary, a mogul, a movement. And now, after years of silence, the world is finally seeing why her break from music wasn't a retreat. It was a masterclass in power. This is the story of Rihanna's return, not just to music, but to the global stage. A story about how one woman turned fame into a billion-dollar strategy, how she mastered reinvention, and how she's once again setting the rules for what it means to be a modern icon. Before we dive deeper, stay with this story till the end. Because Rihanna's journey isn't just about celebrity success. It's about how to own your narrative, redefine your worth, and turn your name into a legacy that never fades. In 2016, Rihanna dropped her last studio album, Anti. It wasn't just another chart topper, it was a statement. Experimental, raw, and unapologetic, Anti marked her evolution from pop princess to creative risk-taker. But after its release, something unexpected happened. Rihanna vanished from the music scene. No singles, no albums, no major tours. To fans, it felt like heartbreak. They thought she was done with music. But Rihanna knew something they didn't: fame fades fast, but ownership lasts forever. While the world waited for her next hit, she was working behind the scenes, learning business, studying markets, and building partnerships. The silence wasn't laziness. It was preparation. She was transitioning from artist to architect. Because Rihanna understood something most stars don't. The real power isn't in performing for the world, it's in owning the stage you perform on. When Rihanna launched Fenty Beauty in 2017, it didn't just disrupt the beauty industry, it redefined it. The brand was built on one simple but revolutionary idea: inclusivity. 40 shades of foundation at launch, covering skin tones that most brands ignored. It was more than makeup, it was a statement, and that statement changed everything. Fenty Beauty made over $500 million in its first year, but the real success wasn't the numbers, it was the movement. Rihanna tapped into something that had been missing from the industry for decades: representation. She gave every woman, no matter her shade, a seat at the table. But here's what made Rihanna's move brilliant. While most celebrities build products around their fame, she built her fame around her products. She stepped back from the spotlight just enough to make the brand stand on its own. The message was clear: Rihanna wasn't selling makeup, she was selling empowerment, and she was just getting started. After Fenty Beauty, Rihanna expanded her vision with Savage X Fenty, a lingerie line that shattered every outdated standard of beauty. No retouching, no unrealistic models, no narrow definitions of what's sexy. Her shows featured women of all sizes, ethnicities, and backgrounds, an unapologetic celebration of diversity and strength. While other brands sold perfection, Rihanna sold realness. The results were explosive. Savage X Fenty grew into one of the fastest-growing lingerie companies in the world, rivaling industry giants and redefining the fashion show format itself. Her annual runway presentations became cultural events, part concert, part performance art, and fully Rihanna. Then came Fenty Skin, her skincare line that built on the same principles of accessibility and inclusivity. By now, it was clear Rihanna wasn't chasing fame anymore. She was designing systems, sustainable, inclusive, profitable systems. She had transformed from entertainer to entrepreneur, and not just any entrepreneur, a billionaire. In 2021, Forbes officially declared Rihanna the wealthiest female musician in the world, with a net worth surpassing $1.4 billion. But what made it truly historic wasn't the number, it was the path. Rihanna didn't just join the billionaire club. She built her own door, walked through it, and invited others to follow. Fame has a short memory, but true influence doesn't fade. And Rihanna knows exactly how to stay relevant without even trying. Her secret: control. When she stopped releasing music, she made fans crave it. Every whisper of a comeback sent the internet into chaos. Every small appearance, a red carpet look, a product launch, even a cryptic tweet, became a global headline. She didn't have to chase attention anymore. The world chased her, and when she did return to the stage, at the 2023 Super Bowl halftime show, it was nothing short of legendary. After 7 years without an album, Rihanna re-emerged in front of nearly 120 million viewers, visibly pregnant, confident, and commanding. There were no flashy gimmicks or surprise guests. Just Rihanna, her hits, and her presence. It wasn't just a performance, it was a statement of power. She didn't need to prove she still had it. She showed that she never lost it. That moment cemented her status as more than a musician. She became a symbol of balance, independence, and self-definition. So how exactly did Rihanna turn silence into strategy and art into empire? Let's break down the pillars of her billion-dollar blueprint. 1. Vision over volume. While other artists flood the market with projects, Rihanna focused on impact. Every release, whether a song, a product, or a campaign, feels like an event. She plays the long game. Quality over quantity. 2. Authenticity as currency. Rihanna never fakes relatability. She's raw, unfiltered, and unapologetically herself. In an age where perfection feels fake, authenticity sells, and Rihanna embodies it effortlessly. 3. Inclusivity as innovation. What many call progressive marketing, Rihanna calls common sense. She built brands that made everyone feel seen, something so simple, yet so revolutionary that it rewired entire industries. 4. Privacy as power. While most stars overshare for attention, Rihanna protects her mystery. That distance keeps her intriguing, powerful, and unpredictable. She gives the world just enough to keep it wanting more. 5. Legacy over limelight. Rihanna isn't chasing chart positions or viral moments anymore. She's building foundations, literal and figurative, that will last decades. Her Clara Lionel Foundation continues her humanitarian work, showing that her empire is built not just on profit but purpose. Now, after years of speculation, the question everyone asks is simple: will Rihanna release new music? The answer, yes, but only when she decides the world is ready. Insiders say she's been recording quietly, experimenting with new sounds that blend Afrobeat, Caribbean rhythms, and her signature soul. But the key difference now is perspective. She's no longer making music to survive in the industry. She's making it to express who she's become. Her next album won't be about heartbreak or fame. It'll be about evolution, a reflection of a woman who's lived, learned, and built empires while the world watched. When it finally drops, it won't just be another release. It'll be a cultural event, because Rihanna doesn't release songs anymore. She releases statements. The world has never seen a celebrity like her before. She's rewritten the rules of fame, showing that a break from music isn't career suicide, it's strategy. She's built a business that thrives whether she's on the charts or not. And the most brilliant part, she did it all while staying true to herself. The next phase of Rihanna's empire could include more than just music or beauty. She's already stepped into film, luxury fashion, and digital storytelling. Rumors swirl about future ventures, from wellness to film production. And every move she makes is calculated, deliberate, and global. She's no longer competing with other artists. She's competing with industries. The legacy she's building. Rihanna's story isn't just about money or fame. It's about transformation. It's about a girl from Barbados who refused to be boxed into anyone's definition of success. It's about resilience, reinvention, and the courage to walk away when the world expected you to stay. Her legacy will not be defined by how many number one hits she had, but by how many barriers she broke. She made beauty inclusive, she made fashion fearless, she made business personal. And through it all, she never stopped being herself, bold, unpredictable, and human. Rihanna's journey proves something powerful: that real power doesn't come from staying in the spotlight. It comes from knowing when to step out of it and build something the spotlight could never shine on. So as the world waits for her next album, remember this: Rihanna's return isn't just about music, it's about message. It's about reminding everyone that true success isn't about doing more, it's about doing better. She disappeared from the charts only to dominate the world. She turned silence into strategy, fame into fortune, and art into influence. Rihanna didn't just return to the spotlight. She became the light itself. And now, as she prepares her next move, one thing is certain: when Rihanna speaks, the world doesn't just listen, it changes.